Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, and you are watching the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I just want to talk about an artist by the name of STEVIE MOORE. Now, is that somebody that you've heard of? If so, then you are lucky and you are well informed, because this guy, okay, he's known as the godfather of lo-fi. All the lo-fi recordings that have come out, I mean, he was doing it back in the 60s. And he was originally, I believe, out of like Tennessee, and then he moved to New Jersey. And perhaps the reason why you have not heard of STEVIE MOORE is because he's kind of one of those artists that's considered an outsider. Now, this is a gentleman who is extremely talented. In fact, his talent knows no bounds, and it's pretty amazing to listen to his recordings, because you're going to hear everything from straight country to punk rock to krautrock to he's just all over the map. But as I said, he's kind of an outside. He paints outside the lines. Now, he knows his way around a great tune, but he's one of those artists that has pretty much released everything that he's recorded. There are times where he'll sit down and he'll be in a country mood or a pop mood or whatever, and then the next day he'll wake up and he'll just do some weird little keyboard thing or whatever. And then, look, the guy has released over 400 albums on cassette. And I'm not a cassette, I've never been a cassette guy, so tons of that stuff I've never heard. But the great thing is he's also, he started releasing vinyl LPs, and then that, of course, turned into CDs. Now you can get almost everything he's released digitally on Bandcamp. And I will put the link to his Bandcamp page in the description box below. But I'm a CD guy, so I've tried to get a hold of every STEVIE MOORE CD that I can get of. But back in my vinyl days, let's go back there for a little while, because I used to read a lot about him in Trouser Press. I believe Ira Robbins did a positive review of his album Phonography. Now, Phonography, I'm going to show you a copy of that right here. The first time it came out on CD was on Flamingo Records. I think it was 1998. Stuart Mason's label, I believe. And it was interesting because I was asked to do the liner notes for this because I was such a big fan. And my liner notes were not used. And I am not upset about that at all, because they probably sucked. I've never done liner notes before. I was so honored to be asked to do them. I did them, and they went with somebody else's, but I did get thanked for it, and they thanked me for it. But I don't know if the thank you was like, yeah, we feel bad, sorry, Steve, or if like, dude, your liner notes sucked. But either way, it's still a great CD if you can find this. Now, Phonography has been reissued with its original cover and no bonus tracks, and remastered. That's come out in the last couple of years or whatever, but I always like to get the versions with more bonus tracks. Now, the thing about STEVIE MOORE is most of his CDs are compilations. But that's nothing to get too concerned about, because, as I said, he has 400, maybe even more than that, albums on cassette. And so there's so much to go through when you're putting together a compilation CD. Let me tell you, I'm going to show you the album that just made me hardcore, massive STEVIE MOORE fan. Before I show you the CD, and I'm not trying to drag this out, but I'm trying to explain this sort of outsider type music. Some people call him an outsider type music. I don't know if I would, because, as I said, he's the godfather of lo-fi DIY. Everything was recorded in his room. He played all the instruments. He occasionally had people come in, maybe help him co-write a song or play an instrument or maybe add something to the recording. But it's mostly all STEVIE MOORE. And for this guy to put out this much stuff, now, of course, there's always going to be songs you go like, what the hell? But when you release everything you record, you hear this talent that you would not have been able to hear before. You hear what this artist is capable of. Now, Artists that he's been lumped in with would be, let's say, Daniel Johnston, maybe early Residents, like the first 10 years of the Residents. Artists like that, where he's painting these aural pictures, these things in his mind. And for him, if he's doing a song and he's going, I want to make a song that sounds like the Beatles, maybe in his head, but this is really close to the Beatles. To us, we're going, what is he doing? And why does it sound so cool? But if he has an idea, he just throws it in. He doesn't go, no, can't do that. That might not be a commercial move. No, I mean, our Stevie Moore, he just does what he does. Now, a lot of his recordings, especially the early days, things that he recorded in his room were recorded on these cassettes, and they're bounced down, and it's the heart and soul of who this artist is. And I had been reading about him for a while. I saw ads, I think, in maybe Trouser Press, but I read comparisons, and people were saying, they compared him to the Toms and that first Shoes album and stuff like that. So I was thinking, oh, this is going to be all pop. It's really, some of the stuff can be really strange and really weird. But the first album I got came out in 1984 on a label called New Rose, which was a French label. And they put out everything you always wanted to know about our Stevie Moore, but were afraid to ask. Now, I'm going to show you the rest of the CDs I have here in just a few moments, but I just want to highlight a couple of them that I want you to pay close attention to. This is really the best gateway CD to get into, because it just shows so many sides to the artist. If you're looking for power pop, you're not going to find it here. If you're looking for new wave, if you're looking for, sunshine pop, easy listening, you're not going to find. This is a unique and very different artist, and he deserves your time if you are a fan of music. I mean, if you're a fan of just top 40, or if you're a fan of just jazz or whatever, you're probably not going to find a whole lot here to love. But if you are a fan of originality and of creativity and of art, then you're definitely going to want to get this. Now, this is on Cordelia Records. Like, Cordelia Records has been doing this great reissue campaign, reissuing things such as this, which were originally available on vinyl, but they're also reissuing things that were on cassette that have never been on LP or vinyl before. They just put out a 2 CD set called A Swing and a Miss and Sheetrock. They're definitely a label to check out. I'm going to put their link in the comments below, because Cordelia Records is really into the very unique artists like our Stevie Moore. This here is just an incredible, incredible release. Another monumental album for me in the R. Stevie Moore catalog. Came out the next year after that. And he had gone into a better studio, and the album's called Glad Music, and you can tell that is a homage to a popular album. And this was great, because he was going back and he was re-recording some of the stuff that had been on previous cassettes and previous LPs, but the fidelity was so much better. And this is a great collection of pop, weirdness, wonderfulness. When I say weird, I'm not saying that in a negative way at all. I'm saying that as like, wow, this is so unique, so wild, but this is the closest to commercial, but it's still not commercial, but it's still wonderful. And then even Cherry Red Records, they put out 2 compilation CDs by R. Stevie Moore. Again, the whole thing is, like, the thing that I love about like what Cordelia Records is doing is it's kind of cool when they reissue the actual cassette albums now on CD, such as Swing and a Miss and Sheetrock, things like that. I've heard some of the songs on compilations, but it's nice to hear where those songs came from. So it's fascinating for me, being a fan, and I'm going to be buying every Cordelia Records CD that comes out. I still buy the R. Stevie Moore stuff. I've gone on long enough here. What I'm going to do, R. Stevie Moore is a completely unique character. Call him an outsider, call him an outlier, but just make sure you give him a chance because he's a very unique artist. Great pop melodies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my CDs right here, and then I will be right back to ease you into a medley of songs that I put together by our Stevie Moore. So let's take a look at these CDs, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do these sort of in chronological order of when they were released. This is Apologies to Mr. Gottlieb. It was reissued on the Cordelia Records label. Our Stevie does the Beatles or reforms the Beatles. This originally came out in 75, or the majority of it did, and they just expanded that. Phonography was his first real LP, came out in 1976. This is the original CD reissue with bonus tracks, and this is a remastered reissue of the original album with the original album cover. A Swing and a Miss and Sheetrock both came out in 1977. This is a 2 CD set, just came out on the Cordelia Records label, and it's a great collection. And then Delicate Tension was another album, LP, that came out, I think, in 78. This is a CD on Cordelia with bonus tracks. Games and Groceries was a lengthy cassette, and it's been combined on 2 CDs here, and that came out on the Think Like a Key label. Clack came out in 1980. And that's the CD reissue of that. Now, this is an album called Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Our Stevie Moore, But Were Afraid to Ask. This is a expanded reissue on Cordelia. This came out on New Rose originally. This is the first time I got to hear our Stevie Moore after reading about him for years. Fantastic collection. What's the Point? Also on Cordelia. This is a single disc compilation, and that's got bonus tracks. Verve, another reissue on Cordelia, and that has bonus tracks. Glad Music was monumental. This is him going and re-recording a lot of songs like in a semi-professional studio, sounded a lot better, and this is probably a go-to album for everybody. This and Everything You Always Wanted to Know are really go-to albums in my opinion. 1952 to 19 ? Another compilation. Let me see here. Teenage Spectacular was his next album that came out on New Rose after the Glad Music. Another reissue on Cordelia with bonus tracks. Greatest Hits. Now pay attention to that title. Is it Greatest Hits or, oh my goodness. This is the very first R. Stevie CD that ever came out on the market, and that's a best of. Contact Risk came out in 1993, and that contains a lot of great tracks from throughout his career. The Future is Worse Than the Past, another compilation, came out in 1999. Nevertheless Optimistic, a compilation, came out in 2003. Meet the R. Stevie Moore. This was on Cherry Red, and this introduced him to a wider audience, I believe. Me Too, also on Cherry Red, another compilation. And Lo-Fi High Fives, a kind of best of, came out in 2012. Again, a great little compilation. Personal Appeal came out in 2013. And Once and For All came out in 2013 as well. That's autographed there from R. Stevie. I had a couple autographs there. I just haven't mentioned them, but you've seen them. Thoroughly Years, Phonography 2. This was stuff recorded around the same time as Phonography. Make It Be. This is a just professional studio album recorded with Jason Faulkner. Great album. Now, Afterlife came out in 2019. This is probably his best, most consistent album. Lots of great stuff there. And World War IV, that's an album from 2017. It's a 2 CD compilation of his later recordings. Well, those are the CDs. Now it's time for you to hear our Stevie Moore. This is just a random medley. These songs are not in any particular order. I just wanted to show you some highlights from his catalog. I mean, he's kind of like the Todd Rundgren of weirdos, you know. I'm sorry, R. Stevie. I don't mean that in a negative way. He is just so unique and so talented, and I just think that more people need to hear him. So go ahead and give this a listen. I'll see you on the other side.
I wanna love you. Why won't you ever let me love you? You are wise and you're beautiful. was busy masturbating, sissy sewing sweaters so her fine fiance fits in the sheet. But I'm a little daddy, little daddy,
Takes a lot to do a lot, and I've gotten good at the game. So why don't we all quit at the topic of same?
Records are second to none. Records are so much fun. Records are second to none.
Play. Hey, why is everybody watching TV? I got some records, people. Yeah, play it like you're making a record.
Well, that's it. I hope this inspires you to check out the music of our Stevie Moore. You can check out Cordelia Records. I have the link in the description box. You can check out our Stevie on Bandcamp. I have the link in the description box. You can think his website is still active. If it is, you can check it out in the description box. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.